Creativity in the approach sounds good, but it sounds like those technical problems wouldn't have pleased anyone. What are the polls saying about the likelihood of achieving a President DeSantis?
Well, this is early days. You do have to start getting to the race now. There's going to start being presidential nominee debates for the Republicans, at least right now for the Democrats, with Joe Biden being the only serious candidate for them. That's pretty much off the table. But for Republicans, at least, this is going to start as early as August. And the primaries will then begin late January for next year. So it is getting to crunch time, but a lot of things still can move. Remember when Donald Trump joined the race in 2015, he wasn't taken seriously as a prospect. He wasn't polling very well. Right now, in every major poll, Donald Trump is miles ahead of Ron DeSantis, who had been bleeding some numbers over the last few weeks. His campaign will be hoping that this announcement, the way it's been done, will garner them some support, but there's going to be months of seeing how they fare on the road. They're going to have to go to those swing states, New Hampshire, Iowa, and talk to ordinary voters, get them excited. And right now, the advantage is very much in Donald Trump's court.
And finally, Trump supporters have come out swinging, using the online glitches that played the announcement as the basis for their criticism. Does this mean it's shaping up to be a nasty race between the two Republican hopefuls?
Oh, absolutely. This is the time of the campaign that the gloves will come off. Donald Trump's been quite critical of Ron DeSantis, publicly ramping up his attacks for the last weeks, if not months, as he became a more realistic prospect to take him on for the Republican nomination. Ron DeSantis had stayed largely above that fray, waiting to get into the actual campaign. But we've seen in these first interviews, he hasn't been afraid to push back on some of Trump's criticisms, but he hasn't really come out swinging yet. One of the things he did say on Fox that's quite interesting is that he will be going to the debates, that he does think that's important and he wants to make that a priority for the campaign. This is different to what Donald Trump said. He did this in the last election as well, where he kind of played with the idea of not going to the debates. It ended up being the best thing he did because he wasn't following any of the rules. He knocked around the other candidates and he came out on top. Ron DeSantis, in previous debates for the governorship in particular, has had criticism levelled at him about how he can handle things on the spot when things are thrown at him, whether he's been quick on his feet. But he has a lot of experience in his time since then, and this is the big one. So it seems like this would be when he does pull it out of a hat, but it's going to get messy. And remember, it is between these two now, but these campaigns are notoriously fickle. You never know who's going to pull ahead. You never know who's going to stuff up and fall out. And there could still be other big names to throw themselves into the mix. So it's going to be fascinating to watch.